Right, we're back with this online funnel for building an online business that might be in addition or to replace your main income. And we said that we want to go narrow to narrow. And one of the suggestions on one of the earlier videos might be get abs fast. So you can already see that this title is already problem solving. Yeah, so we're saying fast, so we're providing a fast solution, and the problem we're solving is getting those abs fast. And we talked about having a male niche and being 21 to 35. Now, one of the obvious problems we might have with a male niche at 21 is finance, and whether they can afford to go through this whole funnel process. But remember, when we get them to entry offer and mid price, we want that at a price point that the majority of our niche can afford. But when we're going down to high end and, you know, mastermindy type stuff or retreat type stuff, we're expecting only a handful to go through because the profit levels on each person is much higher at that point. So what we need to define is where the biggest source of traffic is going to be to target this market of getting abs fast. So we might look at Facebook, Instagram, maybe Snapchat, Twitter as good sources of traffic. However, we don't want to go into overwhelm. We don't want to do too much, particularly when we're still at this testing stage. So now we want to see where out of these we're going to define it down to. Now, like I said, I'm pretty cool on Facebook, so I'm going to start you off on Facebook, but you could choose any of these. By now, you should have done your sort of avatar in detail. And that was that long video where you asked lots of questions about yourself and lots of questions about them. And one reason we did that wasn't really to just define their money and their financial status, which is what a lot of people do, but it's to look at their culture, their values, sort of their beliefs, if you like. Also what they need, what they want, what the solution might be, and how they want that solution presented to them. And the reason we want to know all of this is so we don't waste time. We want to shortcut, if you like, without using a blueprint. This is still very individual. We want a shortcut, throwing everything on there and seeing what sort of sticks, because that's very time consuming. You don't get huge results. It gets quite depressing, and it leads to this downward spiral where you think online can never ever work. Once we know this about themselves, it becomes a lot easier to target this traffic, because now what we're going to share on social media, what we're going to write about, what we're going to do videos about, what we're going to photograph, the testimonials, if we've got them, that we're going to put up there, are all going to be targeted not just to this solution, but also presented in a way that suits this audience. So an example when we're looking at the male niche, and I've picked this up from Chris Burgess, Lift the Bar, is superheroes. They all love their superheroes, the Game of Thrones, to a certain extent, possibly The Walking Dead. Yeah, this is just like your TV. Now this comes into your culture, what they're watching, what they're interested in, what you can put out there, what it refers to that's going to grab their attention. Because that's what we're about, getting attention, getting lots and lots of people to either follow us or buy from us or whatever it might be. So this attention might well be in an advert. It doesn't always have to be that you write a ton of blogs. It could be in an advert and you actually pay for the traffic. And I will suggest to you that if you're doing online, at some point you're going to pay for traffic. What else culturally might they be into? And this helps, like, you know, define our audience on Facebook if we are going to pay for an advert. Well, they might well actually already be reading things like Men's Health. What stars do they follow? Like, you know, Hollywood sort of film stars or rock stars or whatever they're into. Now, this all helps define our audience, because when we go into Facebook, we can choose their interests and target men of 21 to 35. Maybe we only want to do the UK. Yeah. Maybe because it's online, we're going to say they've got to already be showing an interest in Men's Health, you know, Deadpool, whatever it might be, whatever the latest thing is, Game of Thrones. And that becomes our target audience, because we don't want to throw an advert out to everyone, because not everyone is going to be interested in get abs fast. So we really want to target the people who are more likely to be interested, because that makes better use of our advertising spend. You do not see Mars bars and Snickers and things like that advertising in the commercial breaks of a highbrow TV show that's discussing politics or something. What you see and what you will see is, because they know their audience will live there, is people like Range Rover advertising in those kind of ad breaks, because they know that A1s and B1s are going to be watching that type of program. If you're selling a popular chocolate with a much lower cost, you're going to go for a more popular TV show. For example, Gogglebox. And obviously nowadays people can actually sponsor TV shows as well. Now, the reason I'm talking about TV, even though this is about Facebook, is it works the same way. Advertising is the same theory. It's finding your audience, where they hang out, how to attract them, what they're already interested in, so that you don't waste money advertising at the wrong people, the wrong commercial break for your product. I'm going to leave it at that for today, because we don't want me rattling on forever, and we'll cover a little bit more tomorrow.